Welcome back to the Jock of All Trades podcast, where we like to talk to athletes about their experience of being an athlete. And today I have with me an FSU football player, Cedric Vincent. Cedric, go
How
ahead and
you
tell me a
doing?
little bit about yourself.
How you doing? I'm Cedric Vincent. I'm from Palm Beach, Florida. Was born in New York, but I was raised in Palm Beach. This is one of my fellow teammates, Jeremy Worthen. We played high school ball together. He was the truth. Kind of like taught me how to play football, but like just motivated me. But yeah, I currently play at Florida State right now. Things aren't going too well, but it's up for a uprising. Like it's up from here. So yeah.
I mean, the fact that you still playing you're still playing football in college is always an achievement. So don't look down on it, because I definitely, when I left Ellsworth, I went through. We won one game, so
Yeah, I know. Trust
I was still lucky enough to play going through my ACLs and all that stuff. So I mean, it's still a blessing to be out here.
me. Nah,
So
for
man,
sure.
what got you started with playing football?
Honestly, I would have to say I played when I was fourth, third, all young, but never really considered to be like a football player. And I think it was about freshman year after the JV season that had me on JV. Coach Walsh, Steve Walsh, was like, I said like he basically was telling me to come to the spring practices all the time, like not worry so much about basketball. He's just like just come out spring like train and stuff like that. So I did that, and I actually got really good at it. Um, I played soccer, so I always thought I had pretty good footwork and stuff like that. But Coach Walsh just told me all the fundamentals about football. And then we went to Miami. I remember, if you remember that 7-on-7,
7-on-7.
we just went crazy. I think we ended up coming like in fourth, and nobody thought that. We were just some small school in Palm Beach. We actually did pretty good. I did really well. And then just from there, I had like just with my family being split, I went to go visit my dad, and then that kind of like set me back because I missed like a week and a half of the first summer training, but worked through it, you know. And he put me on JV. He was like, okay, well, we're going to see if you're going to be ready for varsity. And then I remember the first game we played Juke, took a slant for like 60 yards. And then from there, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm way better at football than basketball. So I just continued at it.
Yeah, that's great. So hometown, we both from Palm Beach area. What was there any culture shock coming to northern Florida? I guess you could say.
For sure. I think Northern Florida is South Georgia, Savannah, Georgia. I think.
I try to tell people that, they get upset, and I try to tell them, listen, North Florida is totally different from South Florida. I really feel like I'm in Georgia. It's way more southern. It's different here. It's not like.
For sure. It's Georgia. I like tell everybody that it's Georgia. Like my grandma calls it. She doesn't even think Tallahassee's in Florida. She goes, "Are you still in Georgia?" Every single time we are on the phone. So I think it's Georgia.
Yeah, it kind of feel like it, man. So, what was your journey from high school to college ball? I know you took a little bit of a different route than I did. So,
Yeah. I was going to commit to Endicott. I know y'all remember that.
yeah.
You just left the year before then, but yeah, I was going to Endicott, and on the visit, it was great. I'm not gonna lie, I fell in love with the school. Just fell in love with how college was gonna be like. And then I really sat down and prayed about it because something was telling myself, I was like, man, I know I'm better than D3 football, like for sure. And then, um, so it was like me and three of my boys, I guess you could say. We all committed at the same time. And my first boy was like, said, I don't know if I'm going like to play football anymore or just sports in general in college. He was like, I don't know if I'm going to pay all this money. So in my head, I'm like, what? And this is right after I just prayed about it too. I'm like, that's weird. So then my other homeboy, Casey Montroyce, went to go walk on at Arkansas. And, oh, snap. Okay. You can hear me?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, you got.
Okay, yeah. My other friend, Casey Montroyce, went to go be a walk on at Arkansas. So me, I'm like, okay, like that now it's a little weird to me. This is like not even weeks apart. It's like maybe 4 or 5 days apart. So then I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna take this opportunity and decommit too. So I decommitted from there because something just didn't feel right after that. I was like, I'm not going all the way to Boston, by myself, and just play football at D2. I know I'm better than that. So I ended up saying, whatever, let me just take I didn't even take the JUCO route. I went to TCC for my first 2 years. Something told me I had to play at Florida State. I was like, I got to play at Florida State. I didn't want to go. And the crazy thing is I was the biggest UF fan ever. So I was like, whatever. So I went 2 years, fell in love with Tallahassee, like fell in love. But my freshman year, I had to get bigger. Like I was 170 coming into college. I was like, I'm not gonna play football, D1 football, if I want to, at 170. So I go in, I worked out a lot, but not so much on the field. And then my sophomore year is when it really kicked in. Like I just went on overdrive, and from there on, it worked out. It's like everything took place at the same time. Like I wanted to rush the process, but I'm glad I didn't. Like everything has taken place, and the people I met along the road, the people that left my life because of this road I've taken. So honestly, I wanted to play at Florida State for all the wrong reasons, I feel like. But then, just knowing God, I feel like he's really like put me in the position that I'm in now, and I can't complain.
Yeah, I definitely feel that, man. So, what are some of the things that y'all are doing with COVID? Because I know up here we got a bunch of rules that are set in place for us. So, what are some of the rules that y'all have set in place?
Oh, we get tested 3 times a week.
What?
Yeah, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. They just moved it to Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday because of whatever reason. But yeah, we get tested 3 times a week. We have to wear masks at all times throughout in the building, like no matter what. Yeah. At first they try to make us wear masks while we were working out and on the field. I know you used to see those helmets that had the little clear. It was impossible to breathe, so they were just like people were literally falling out in practice. That was around the country. So we were just like, no, we're not doing that anymore. But I mean, we just have so many protocols. We're warned not to go out as much, like stay away from big groups. Yeah. What else? Oh yeah, when we have to separate like athletes in like 2 like theater rooms because we have to like have 6 feet apart from like everybody else. So yeah, that isn't fun. Yeah, it isn't. It's not too bad because now that you're adjusted to it, you get used to it. But other than getting tested 3 times a week, it's the same.
So what about the mask in the weight room? I know that was the worst for me. I hated working out with a mask on. Did they separate you when you first started working out again? They separated us, and there was only one person to a rack.
Oh, one person to rack?
Yeah,
it was 2 people to a rack, and we had to wear masks the whole time, and they separated offense and defense.
Yeah.
And then there was like 2 groups of each, like 2 groups of offense and then 2 groups of defense, and they split us all.
Yeah, that's how they did us. And then when we ran outside, everybody had to be on a 5-yard marker, and that was the only way we could take our mask off, and everybody had to stay on their line.
No, we had to wear masks the whole time, but you know how that is playing football.
Are y'all having to bring your own like water bottles and all that stuff? We had to do that.
Yeah, they actually assigned us our own Powerade bottles.
Yeah, that's what they did.
So, yeah, they've taken every COVID protocol. Like every morning we come in. I'm pretty sure you guys do the same thing. We get our temperature check.
Yeah.
And they ask us a series of questions like
4 or 5 questions. Yeah.
You know how that is.
Yeah, I've only had to be tested once, and I was like, after I did, it wasn't bad. Like I've seen some people react crazy to it, but it's definitely uncomfortable and don't feel.
Well, it was actually kind of sweet because I think after you do have COVID, CDC guidelines saying you don't have to get tested for 150 days.
Yeah.
So that's basically 4 months 4 months, 5 months or whatever. And so I didn't have to get COVID tested for 4 or 5 months. Yeah. And I just recently had to get tested again. And it took me like 2 weeks to get used to it.
So how is balancing school and football at the same time?
Honestly, I like being a walk-on. Like, you have to legit love the game. Right? love, like, you get the bottom of the bucket no matter what. I mean, you could be shining, you could be the truth since, the best thing since Jerry Rice, but as long as you have that walk-on title, everything's going to be 10 times harder. So just adding that to the list, it's hard, like, because as a walk-on, you're expected to have, over 3.0 GPA. And then if you're a walk-on that wants to play, wants to earn a scholarship, you have to put in more work than scholarship players that are already in your position. Then you got to maintain your grades. You have no room to be late. You have no room to miss assignments. It's hard. It's really hard. I'm not even going to lie. It's hard.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people don't understand that. And they think, oh, you playing ball, you doing what you love. There's a lot of stuff we don't want to do. It's meetings that you don't see us go to.
Oh, yeah.
Practices you don't see us go to. The workouts you don't see us go to. The training sessions you don't see us go to.
Treatment.
Exactly. The meetings we don't want to go to. Like, it's a bunch of stuff. Only thing y'all see is us play on that Saturday or that Friday or whatever day we play. That's what you see. And you see us get to shine and actually put off what we've been doing all week. Like, you don't get to see all that stuff. But yeah, man, football and school together, man, it's a hard combination, but somehow we get through it, man.
It's not for everybody, and that's what Coach Norvell really expresses. Like to play for Coach Norvell, you gotta love the game of football, and I mean that's why you just see what's going on at Florida State right now. And I'm not saying those kids don't love Florida football, but this is that man's gonna change this culture, bro. Like, change it. But right now it's just like he's watering the plant. Just keeps watering the plant. But right now all the bad soil is getting out. That's how I'm looking at it right now. So I'm just trying to keep my head above water and just, whatever happens.
Yeah, it do take a while for a coach to really weed out the bad seed and keep all the good ones there. So I definitely understand that. Man, I appreciate you coming on the podcast, man. Long time.
Man, I had to. I mean, what you plan on doing after, football?
I actually got an interview lined up for I think it's called Frontline 561. It's a marketing company. So
done? You hanging up the cleats?
Yeah, I'm hanging up the cleats, man. It's time to use that degree to make this real money, man.
I feel that. I mean, right now I'm in a whole different mindset right now. I think I got 2 more years to play. I'm getting my master's now. But who knows after this year, man? Like, after this next upcoming season, I'm gonna try to make something shake in the spring. Try to get off this walk-on list and just who knows.
Hey, the only person that can stop you is you.
Facts.
But thank y'all for tuning in to the Jock of All Trades podcast. I'm your host, Jeremy. This is Cedric Vincent.
We out.